Traffic and weather together. Ryan Harper for sure, guaranteed. We'll be talking about the wet roads this morning, and meteorologist Maureen McCann has a live look at your weather on the one. So we're talking about showers across Central Florida this morning.
Yeah, and it's a busy travel day, Beth. Anyone that's going to be hitting the road this morning, Brevard, Osceola counties, soggy conditions, even a little bit of wet weather now entering downtown Orlando. A lot of cloud cover, but it's warm with 73 degrees and a southeasterly wind. We are in advance of the front, so it's an air mass that will be conducive for these scattered showers to be increasing in coverage. Taking a quick tour of Storm Tracker 13, I'll go into greater detail when I'm back at 5:11, but we have heavy rain from Merritt Island to Port St. John over towards Orlando. Avalon Park getting some rain along Alfea Trail, some wet weather with more coming up from the south along the turnpike from Osceola County extending back into Southern Polk County. So here are mild temperatures. Umbrellas needed today with a high chance of rain, and it doesn't stop there. We'll have more in the rest of your forecast coming up at 5:11, but let's see how the roads are looking right now.
Your accurate weather expert forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
Good Tuesday morning here at 5:11. Rain increasing in coverage. Even here in the downtown area, starting to get a couple of raindrops, whereas most of the morning it was focused on Brevard and Osceola County, and still is. A live look out at Lake Eola. You can just tell from this picture the cloud cover and the warm temperatures that we have upon us. Looks like no rain down there at this time, but that will change as we have an 80% chance of rain today. This is all in advance of our cold front that is approaching from the north and west, and we're still well out ahead of it. And after midnight, some showers started to come up from Lake Okeechobee and spread it across the Florida Turnpike, and now they're impacting Brevard and East Orange counties. Now here's the lightning counter, and in the last 15 minutes, as that pauses, you can see the number climbing. So that's a sign that storms are at least holding together, if not intensifying. Let's go in for a closer look to see where it is raining now. And a lot of it has been focused this morning in Merritt Island over towards Titusville. Mims, you've seen some rain. There's more on the way. This is going to be lifting offshore within the next hour. It's all moving pretty quickly, but it's going to impact the roads along the I-95 corridor and then extending into coastal areas over towards the Cape. Cocoa, some rain off to your south. A lot of the steadier rain is over interior sections of Osceola County. Holopaw, some good downpours moving through at this time, and along the Florida Turnpike, some heavier rain. Kissimmee, you haven't seen as much so far. Same with downtown Orlando, but as Ryan talked about at the top of the hour, we've seen a little bit of wet weather now starting to show up near the airport, and a few lighter showers as you pass north of Orlando along I-4 in the direction of Sanford and Lake Mary. You will likely see some lighter showers start to build in. So it's going to be an active morning with some locally heavy downpours. We've seen those here on Storm Tracker 13, largely along the Brevard County coastline. Rainfall rates within the heaviest pockets have been over a quarter to a half an inch an hour, if not more than that. So a lot going on. Temperatures are very warm in advance of the front. We're all in the 70s. Ample moisture streaming out. Now, the one exception is that there may be a couple of hours late this morning that we get a little bit of a break before the steady rain comes in later on today. So a quick look at your forecast numbers for this Tuesday. Upper 70s today with a breezy southerly wind, and then tomorrow the temperatures start to fall as the front exits. I'll be back with another live update at 5:21. Right now, Storm Tracker 13.
This is a Storm Tracker 13 tropical update.
More of the tropics coming up here at 5:21. We have active weather closer to home, though, with thunderstorms that developed overnight, and they're impacting parts of Brevard County here for your morning commute. And we'll take a live look out at the Kennedy Atlantis cam. This is at the KSC Visitor Complex. And the nature of live TV, we're probably not going to see lightning when we call up the camera right now, but we have been seeing it throughout the morning. Those flashes of lightning also evident here downtown with the lightning seen from a distance. And there will be more of that today. The initial batch is kind of a precursor of what's to come, because the actual cold front is still well back to the north and west over the Panhandle. Out ahead of it, a warm, humid air mass, a lot of moisture. We could get some thunderstorms. And it's been a while since we've talked about the slight risk category or the general threat of maybe some stronger to marginally severe thunderstorms, and that includes all of Central Florida today. So you will want to be on guard for the risk of maybe some gusty winds, frequent lightning, and certainly heavy rain with any of the storms that develop. Here's what we have at this time, and it's been focused mostly south of I-4 all morning long. I have it paused right here to show you that lightning strike count, and it is up around 100 to 200 strikes in the last 15 minutes. So a lot of areas finding some lightning and some heavy rain, but we do not have anything severe at this time. What classifies a storm to be severe would be if it had winds of 58 miles per hour or inch diameter hail. Not detecting any hail on Storm Tracker 13, but there's quite a bit of rain. It's impacting Titusville right now, and out towards Cape Canaveral you have some lighter showers that are impacting you. Cocoa, you've seen some rain, and there's still some more over Holopah, and because these are moving to the northeast around 20 to 30 miles per hour, this will eventually be moving up towards Cocoa and impacting the I-95 corridor for the morning drive. So some of the communities impacted with rain, some thunder and lightning. That will include Rockledge, Cocoa, and Sharps, along with Williams Point between now and about 6:30 in the morning. So that's going to impact your morning drive. And of course, this is a very busy travel time. If you're getting a head start, maybe to head out along the Florida Turnpike this morning, there are some locally heavy downpours and also a lot of rain that has already occurred. So we'll have to watch for slick roadways and maybe some ponding of water on the roads. A general area that has seen the wet weather over the past 3 hours extends from about the Turnpike to Holopah, up by Cocoa and Rockledge. Everyone in this zone around a ½ an inch. So we're going to be adding to this throughout the day today because it's a very slow moving cold front. So as long as we are out ahead of the front, we run that risk of rain. This dark green shaded area indicates where the moisture content is higher, and that sticks around through midday tomorrow. So it's a prolonged event of today, tonight, through about lunchtime on Wednesday. And then by Wednesday night, maybe leaving for Thanksgiving travel after work on Wednesday. Thanksgiving looks great itself. This is the drier air that filters in time for the holiday. So kind of a changeable forecast here as we approach the holiday. If you're staying local or you're waiting for people to come visit you, the forecast looks great once that drier air mass settles in. Thanksgiving, a high of 70 degrees with ample sunshine, and we'll gradually recover back to the upper 70s over the weekend. But a lot to talk about with the rain today. I'll be back with another live update at 5:31. Right now, a live look at Storm Tracker 13.
Right now, let's pause and talk about the forecast, traffic and weather together. Ryan Harper has a real-time traffic check. That camera tells the whole story. The rain's just coming down. And right now, meteorologist Maureen McCann has a live look at your weather on the ones. So you're talking about 80% chance of rain?
Yeah, and it's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, so I know a lot of people are going to be hitting the road, waiting for people to come in, and the roads are going to be slick. Visibility is going to be poor, but at least it's warm out. We have 73 degrees in Orlando, and now that icon signals that we have some rain downtown. Most of the morning it's been focused south of I-4. We're getting some of these lighter showers now popping up on the east side of town, south of Winter Park, Baldwin Park, and Avalon Park has seen some rain, but a lot of it is in northeastern Osceola County, and that's going to cross the county line and move towards Highway 520 in the next couple of hours. It's going to impact the roads there. We have lower 70s from Orlando to Melbourne. We're at 74 degrees, and this morning you'll want the umbrella out at the bus stop. I'll be back with another look at your weather coming up at 5:41, but we want to send things over to Ryan Harper in real-time traffic. Where's that camera behind you, Ryan, that's showing all the rain?
It's actually very close to downtown Orlando.
Your accurate weather expert forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
Time now is 5:41, and we're looking at conditions on Storm Tracker 13 involving a threat of thunderstorms today, and this is going to be focused on the southeastern quadrant of the country. And of course, it's a busy travel day, so we do want to take some time to expand the view beyond Central Florida, since many of you will be hitting the road this morning. But the threat locally is for those thunderstorms to develop in advance of a cold front, and some of them could contain some locally high winds. That brown shaded area signals that we have the low chance for wind to be maybe over 40 to 50 miles per hour. Some of the stronger storms today This morning, we don't have any severe storms, but this is an indication that things are starting to develop and starting to build as the atmosphere becomes more saturated and more unstable in advance of the front, which is still well back to the north and west. This morning, we've seen a lot of heavy rain focus over southern Polk, Osceola counties, and it's all streaming up towards the coastline. Lighter rain for the metro area in central Orange County down towards the attractions, but the actual front back to the north and west will bring a greater chance for rain during the late afternoon and evening hours tonight. And here we are, 5:42 in the morning. Tomorrow morning at this time, we'll still be dealing with rainfall. Should be lighter, but the front is going to be very slow to exit. So a prolonged situation with numerous showers and storms, and that's included on your marine forecast here with our 41-minute past the hour weathercast. Winds are going to be gusty today as they shift going from south eventually to northwest. 70s are back in the forecast again today for Flagler and Volusia counties. 80% chance of rain. Rain could be heavy at times with lightning, so a good day to maybe have some indoor plans and maybe leave yourself a little bit of extra time to be on the roads since it is a busy travel day. Lower 80s will pop up for a couple places like Cocoa, Melbourne, and for Mico, and also as we shift inland to Osceola County. 81 this afternoon for Holopaw, 82 in Point Siena. Chance for locally heavy rain exists with any of the areas of rain that developed today. Seminole County, upper 70s. These numbers about 10 degrees less than yesterday afternoon, but pretty close, if not slightly above our average for this time of the year. 75 today in Bushnell. 77 for the Villages, high chance of rain, and that will also be the case for Orange County. So upper 70s today, but when the front passes, we will get into some much cooler air in time for Thanksgiving, and I'll talk about that coming up at 5:51. But right now, a live look at Storm Tracker 13.
This is a Storm Tracker 13 tropical update.
More on the tropics coming up, but we have a lot going on here at home this morning at 5:51. And with your weather on the ones, we are watching thunderstorms increase in coverage and some rain start to develop around downtown Orlando. Looks pleasant out at Lake Eola from this view. And if you're going out for a morning walk, you could probably get by with a light jacket if you can face a little bit of that light rain. But we're seeing some lightning off in the distance, and it's showing up on Storm Tracker 13 with the lightning counter called up in the last 15 minutes, over 150 strikes. So that's a sign these storms are holding together. And since we last checked in, they really have intensified over or increased in coverage across eastern Orange County. So let's go in for a closer look there. And this is south of Christmas, traveling along Highway 50. Traveling eastbound or also along the beach line, you'll be encountering some of this heavy rainfall, and this extends up towards east of Bithlo as well. And if you're going to be in Mims, Titusville, you've seen a couple of waves coming through, but this is going to be moving in your direction. Back out to the home view right here, we also are seeing a lot of it still coming up from the south near Holopaw and along the Florida Turnpike. So this is going to be moving in the direction of East Orange County. Some lightning embedded, some heavy rainfall, but nothing severe at this time in terms of severe characteristics. We run the risk for that later on today, but we're not seeing a whole lot of those threats right now. It's really heavy rainfall, and we can zero in on some of our heaviest downpours, kind of a sign of things to come. Looking to the south and knowing this is all going to shift into eastern Orange County near Southport and on the way towards Holopaw, some of our rainfall rates in this pink shaded area, we're picking up on them over 3 to even now 4 inches an hour. Now these storms are on the move, so you're not going to get 3 to 4 inches an hour, but you will get some good downpours that will impact your morning drive or maybe any early morning travel if you are going to be headed out of town for Thanksgiving or even headed off to the airport. Now there are some other areas in the country experiencing hazardous weather today, and I want to touch upon that very briefly. What's going to happen with our front that's coming through here? And again, the reason why we have so much rain this morning and why it's going to increase in coverage today is we're out ahead of the front. This slides on by. We'll get an area of low pressure develop along it. It's going to move up the coast and cause a lot of headaches for travel along the eastern seaboard. Now, early morning travel, some of the road hazards include some heavy rainfall and even some ponding of water on the roads if you are going to be venturing up towards the I-10 corridor or I-95 out of state. But locally along the I-95 corridor, northern Brevard County, that blue shaded area, ponding of water on the roads, going to be your #1 hazard. As for air travel, that is looking okay so far, but if you are heading out to OIA, there are some light showers in the area right now. We are mild out ahead of the front, but there's a big temperature contrast behind it, and some of this cool air over the Tennessee Valley and the lower Mississippi Valley, that gets here for Thanksgiving. But in summary, your forecast and writing for today: numerous showers, isolated storms ahead of a very slow moving cold front. So this isn't going to move through quickly. In fact, we keep a 60% chance of rain in the forecast for tomorrow, at least through midday, as this all moves out to sea. We get the drier air on Thanksgiving. Great timing for the holiday. And if you're sticking around here in Central Florida through the weekend, temperatures will warm back into the mid to upper 70s. I'll be back with more in less than 10 minutes. Right now, a live look at Storm Tracker 13.